Hey, it's Chance here at the Virtual Y, living our best lives here, spending a little time straightening out the edges of our yoga mat and spending a little bit of time inward to create flow, to create movement, to shake off any stagnation, to activate and connect to these deeper muscles. Now, the thing about everything, power, impact, health, wellness, it's about coordination. It's about noticing where you can engage and where you can soften, and using the ability to do both at the same time to ultimately be the impact that you want, whether that's doing your job, all the different roles we play as parents or grandparents or kids, or if you're sitting at a desk and you just want to feel better. All of the different ways that we coordinate how we carry the weight of the world changes our physical experience. So let's start standing, and we'll get a little flow going in through the legs just by stepping your feet about shoulder width distance apart. Now, these first movements here are actually inspired by Qigong, or an energy movement that's really about the flowing energy, the cultivation of energy in our life. So with feet shoulder width distance apart, the first thing we're going to do is a movement called raising arms by the lake. So you can imagine you're by a lake, and on your inhale, we raise the arms. Your wrists are nice and loose, your hands are hanging down, and on your exhale, your hands come down, and you bend your knees a little bit. So on your inhale, the arms come up to shoulder height. On the exhale, they come down, and your knees bend. So move slowly. Really feel that flow. Really feel how your movement is changing. That bend in the knees. If you want more intensity, you can bend your knees even more. On the inhales, the arms go up. On the exhales, the arms go down. So when I said it's all about coordination, it doesn't all have to be really vigorous or really hard and intense. Instead, it's about the subtle details of how we move, how we can be symmetrical even though our body doesn't feel symmetrical all the time. Bringing this awareness and coordination into these very simple movements, feeling how the knees bending changes how we carry and situate that weight. And if you can see, you might not be able to see, I'm swinging my arms back. This flow, well, it might seem very easy after you've done it for a while. I'm sure you can probably notice you start to feel that heat, you start to feel that work. You might notice where you're stiff or where you can soften. Couple more of these. Really notice your spine, how we can coordinate, how we can loosen, how we can engage. When you come to a conclusion with this one, I want to kick out your legs a little bit. Feel where those thighs might have some flow going through them, your hips. Just feel what's going on. I'm going to step the feet even a bit further out. And we're going to do two different separate actions here in our stillness. So we're going to be still in this pose, but with your toes pointing directly forward, traction your heels inward and press your toes outward. This is an external rotation of the hips. So when you're pressing into the ground, your feet aren't moving. You're just acting like you want them to twist outward. And then we're also going to be tractioning both feet inward towards each other in general, to engage all the legs, thighs, deep into these connective spaces in the pelvis and the hips. Good. So when you feel this taking place, we're just standing still, but we're breathing to notice where the legs are working. It might feel fairly intense. You don't have to push too hard to feel that work. There's no way we can move the ground. We're pushing against an immovable object. So finding that amount of intensity or that amount of pressure where our feet are like rolling outward, but not really. They're stationary, or acting like we want to push them outward while tractioning the feet inward towards each other. External rotation of the hips, inward squeezing of the inner leg. Feel all that work and keep on trying to stand up taller through the low back. You can pull in on your belly button. You can feel this stuff working here. Good. Relax the legs, maybe bend the knees a little bit. Take any organic movement to feel where that work was just going on. And we'll do one more minute of just externally rotating those feet and tractioning the feet towards each other. So we're pushing into the ground with the feet. We're feeling the legs engaged. We're feeling the low back engaged. Deep into the hips. And we keep on lengthening the spine by pulling in on the belly button, reaching up through the crown of the head. And breathing into these spaces. Seeing both where we're engaging and where can we relax. Legs are they're working very hard right now to create this motion, pushing against the immovable ground. The external rotation of the hips and the internal drawing of the feet. Whew. So now, when you release, you can bend your knees. Move in any way that feels good. Kind of kick out your legs, feel where that stuff showed up. Really deep muscles there. And pushing against the ground, hey, that's not easy. You always have to check in to make sure you're not overdoing it. You don't want to strain when you're doing these things. Next, we're going to bring the feet wide, the heels a little in, the toes a little bit out. And we're just going to do some nice flowing here. Once again, bending the knees, working deep into the low back and the hips. On your inhale, take the star pose. Star, your arms are out, your legs are out. It's kind of like that. Wide. All right. Wide out, your legs are out. And on your exhale, we'll bend the knees. And try to bend the knees so they come above the ankles. If your knees are bending past your ankles, try moving your feet a little further apart. We don't want our knees really bending past our ankles. So on our inhales, come to the star pose. And on our exhales, we sit deep. Inhale, star. Exhale, sit deep. Keep on moving like this. Smooth and steady. You don't have to dip too low, but you want to keep your low back pretty straight. You can still be tractioning your feet towards each other as you dip low to engage deep into those hips and thighs. And through this motion, we're using some big muscles, but also really getting to know some of those more subtle muscles and how they connect, how they coordinate. So anywhere you feel really strained or like you're overworking, see if you can soften those spaces. And anywhere you feel maybe overly relaxed, see if you can tighten and lengthen, like pulling in on your belly button to lengthen your low back. But soften your shoulders, soften your face. Move with the breath. Feel how that flow, repetition of these movements really allows us to see what's going on in the body. That heat is transformative. So notice where your body is working. And once again, if you feel any pain or strain, that means you're going too far. And don't go as far. Good, just a few more of these. And gratitude for your body. And gratitude for what you already feel transforming or changing in your body. Oh, good. We'll walk the feet in. Kick those legs out. Take any organic stretches that might feel good. We're working some really deep muscles here. And always feel free to just bounce or kick or let go of anywhere where that tension is. Okay? We'll do some warrior poses here next. By stepping the feet about shoulder width distance apart, we'll start here. Point the toes out to the right. Right toes out to the right. Your left toes can point a little bit to the right as well, so you're at a diagonal with those left toes. We'll bend that right knee so the right knee's right above the right ankle. Front heel lines up with the arch of that back foot. And then we traction the feet towards each other, reach the arms wide, and place the chin over that right shoulder. Now this might be a good depth or good intensity for you, but maybe you're looking for more depth, more intensity, so we just shimmy the toes on that right foot to move that right foot further forward. So that bend in the right knee never goes past the right knee, but it gets deeper because the foot is further out. So that knee bends a little bit more. From here, reach the arms wide, traction the feet towards each other, roll the tailbone forward and under so you don't have a big arch in your low back. Take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, extended side angle. Your right elbow can come towards your right knee, but you don't want weight in that right elbow. You want to be able to pick it up, so you'll feel that work on your left side body. You can rotate your torso if that feels good. To shine your heart a bit more toward the sky. You want that left hand to match the angle of the left leg. So your whole side body is like a ramp. Find length. And on your inhale, reverse triangle. Whoa, my mic is way over there. Alright, you might be able to hear me better now that my mic is in front of my face. Alright, traction those feet towards each other, right hand high. Tuck that tailbone under so there's no arch in the low back. And point your chin toward that upper hand. Shoulders down away from the ears. Alright, the flow here is exhale to warrior two. Inhale, hold. Exhale to extended side angle. Inhale, hold. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, hold. Exhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. Inhale, hold. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, hold. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale. And as you exhale, we'll bring those feet back toward the front or back toward the center, whatever you want to call it. Take any organic movement. We're doing deep work in those legs, the low back, the hips, to really give your body time to let go of whatever feels like it's overdone, overcooked. Take time, be patient. So, second side when you're ready. Start with the feet shoulder width distance apart. Point the toes on the left foot out to the left. Left heel lines up with the arch of the right foot, and those right toes can go a little bit to the left too, kind of more of a diagonal here. We bend that left knee so it's right above the left ankle. Bring the arms wide, tuck that tailbone under, and chin over that left shoulder. Can always find more depth or intensity by moving those left toes directly forward so that left knee is still over the left ankle. It's just a deeper bend. We traction the feet towards each other, reach the arms away from each other, and make sure that our tailbone isn't sticking way out behind us. We want to roll it under so that our spine is not dumping into that low back. On your next exhale, extended side angle. We bring that left elbow toward the left knee, but once again, we don't put all of our weight into that left elbow. We want to be able to pick it up off the leg without too much strain. Pull in on the belly button. Rotate so maybe the torso shines the heart a little bit toward the sky. Pull in on your pelvic floor. On your next inhale, reverse triangle, straighten that front leg. Traction the feet towards each other. Soften the shoulders. Deep breaths. Whew, good. Take a deep breath in here and get into this flow. On your exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. Traction the feet towards each other. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. Inhale here. Last one, exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale. We'll bring those feet back in. Kick out the legs. See what shifted. Take any organic movement. Bounce or kick. Whatever feels good. And next, we'll take a crouch and curl. So on your inhale, we'll sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Oh, take a breath here and just feel that forward fold. How does the low back feel? How does the upper back feel? Can you breathe toward your back ribs? And even more specifically, your upper back ribs. By your shoulder blades and neck. crouch and curl. We can bring the feet together. Bend the knees. Tuck the chin. Option to rise up on the toes. Pull in on the bandhas. That's the pelvic floor and the belly button. Squeeze those things in to see where is their work. And we'll have a seat when you're ready. Shifting to a core exercise here. We'll start in a tabletop position. Squeeze the hands into the mat. Engage those hands. And just like in that first one when we were standing, we want to externally rotate the shoulders. So we want to pretend like we're turning a doorknob outward with the right hand and out to the left with the left hand. So we're rolling those shoulders out, even though the fingers and hands stay gripping the ground. We're pressing into the ground to feel how that work transfers into the shoulders. We want to pull the shoulders away from the ears, pull in on the belly button. Take a couple deep breaths just to feel how the spine is in this moment. Where does it feel like a lot of work to grip the ground and rotate those shoulders outward? Then we'll flip the toes under. And we'll just take a couple breaths when you're ready, exhaling to lift the knees, float the knees an inch or two off the ground. Focus on the length of the spine, pull in on the pelvic floor and the belly button, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and keep those hands engaged while rolling outward as well to keep the shoulders engaged. See if you can take 2, 3, maybe 5 full breaths here. Really notice the quality of the breath. Notice if you can keep that belly button pulled in. And when you lower down, take any organic movement that feels good. Maybe sway in the hips, maybe a child's pose, maybe a down dog. Whatever feels good for you. Ooh. And one more set of just floating the knees. We really want to engage those hands, squeeze each fingerprint. Roll those shoulders outward. Really feel which fingerprint is the hardest to squeeze into the ground. Don't strain, but make sure you're engaged through those muscles. Try to keep the belly button pulled in. And when you lower down, take whatever organic movement works for you. Good. And we'll take a high plank or a low plank or a forearm plank, a dolphin plank that is. Situate your elbows under your shoulders or your wrists under your shoulders. Step one leg back and the other leg back. Make sure those elbows are right underneath the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. Belly button pulled in as deeply as you can. And take a few breaths here. When you lower down, take whatever pose, either an extended child's pose or a down dog. Whatever feels right to you. Notice how this core engagement is bringing awareness to the spine, maybe the shoulders, wherever you feel it. We'll do one more set of planking here. Whichever version feels good for you, but we want our spine in line with our hips. Make sure your hips aren't sagging. And also make sure they're not poking way up. Try to bring your hips in line with your spine. Your belly button in. Shoulders away from the ears. And focus on those breaths. When you push back or come out of that plank, come to an extended child's pose. Press the hands into the mat and pull the ground back toward the chest to lengthen the spine, the shoulders. Oh, good. We're going to make our way onto our back for one more pose here. Spine long, heels in close to the seat. Press the heels and arches of the feet into the mat to lift the hips up off the ground. Bring the hips to a height that's equal on both sides. Tuck the chin. You can push your hands into the mat or interlace your fingers behind your back, squeezing the palms together. As your hips are up, roll your knees in towards each other. Pull in on your pelvic floor, that Kegel lift. Breathe into your belly. You engage the lower body while softening and relaxing the upper body. Let your breath find those places that are resistant or closed off. Next, when you lower down, we'll rock the hips from left to right. Or the knees from left to right, rather, to rock the hips and low back out. And hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze yourself in. Take a gentle twist, knees over to the left, right hand out to the right shoulder blade to the mat. Point your chin toward that right hand. Take some breaths here. Second side, knees over to the right, left hand out to the left. Use your breath like an exploration into your body. Wherever you feel something taking place, see if you can breathe to that place. And observe what happens on both the inhale and the exhale. Final Shavasana. Take up space, lay flat on your back. Breathe into wherever body is feeling it. You can roll onto your sides or hug your knees in. Return to comfortably seated. Oh, this mic is a runaway mic. It just goes wherever it wants. We'll sit up tall, relax your shoulders. Gratitude for your body and your practice. I raise my hands to heart center and say, the light in me appreciates the light in you. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in. Have an awesome week.